And
Woo.
yeah, so as the last time on, because 'cause it's been, like, a month since we've played,
Mhm.
last time on, we started at the underground in the black markets with Slippy and BBW versus some bandits. Slippy has picked up a energy shield now from that fight that has requested it be used properly, whatever that means. It just wants to be used better than it was being used for
And it will be.
the bandit. And Carl and Cookie killed a dude in an alley, another bandit. Yay. Um, and then we left.
Should have just left it at, yeah, they just killed a guy in the alley. I don't know why they did it.
Mhm.
But anyway, such
He,
is life.
Why not?
he held up Carl, and Carl pushed him off the roof, and Cookie brained him with the walk. So thumbs up. It's okay. You earned a key to his house if you ever want to find it. Other than that,
Earned.
we went back upstairs, and Cookie split off from the group, went to the market, and got some rare tech going with the piece of Irinian ore, while Carl, BBW, and Slippy went to the arena to check out the blood box there, and the Olympic arena where the horse race will actually be held, and to explore that area. You met the Penguin Man, who has a voice similar to Slippy's, and that was like the security boss dude that led you around. While there, you folks found another one of those, either another one or the same one, but the silver robot that had been watching Slippy
The
earlier.
silver stalkers.
And
I've
you
been calling them in
folks
my head.
chased after it, but lost it. You don't really know how you lost it. You just, in the chase, it disappeared, and we're not sure if it left the building, if it, disappeared into the crowd and stayed in the building, but they said that they were going to do a full building sweep since you found several cameras across the building. And yeah, so they said by the time the horse race is done, they will have had done a full building sweep. Cookie had dinner with the Midnight Bellhop, and he began a conversation that got Cookie ended up with Cookie going down and meeting the mother Cradle, and
Really felt a connection.
fucking mind melding with the thing. We literally left off in the last, or like in the last episode, at the mind meld having melded. So Cookie is in mind meld space. The three of you also at some point during all of this went and checked out Pleasure Tower and got,
Mhm.
the lay of the land there with his room. You found a little secret voyeur hall in the back, if that ever comes up. But yeah. So we basically, in this town and all of the buildings that have been laid out to us and described, we have explored all of them except the heist tower. But that's okay. There's been no info about him going to the heist tower, so that's just been there on the map the whole time. Yes, the three of you are on your way back to the Peacock. It is late evening. Mr. Blood is coming tomorrow. He's showing up tomorrow. He will be spending, an evening out on the town. This is what you folks have been doing your searching for. This is your investigatory bit, what this leads to. And let's think. Yep, and then the day after, there will be the horse race, and then he will be leaving after the horse race. You don't know if it's right after or like what the plan is, but he'll certainly tell you that when he arrives.
As long as he's out of town before he's assassinated, we did our fucking job.
Yep, your job is done when he leaves the planet.
True.
So yeah.
Does he have to leave
think.
orbit?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the moment he pays you, if he gets killed
Fair.
right after that, like maybe it'll be frowned upon by your superiors, but you
bodyguard
got the
community.
money. So it does, it just depends on when he dies, as to how much of a frowned upon it will be. If he does. Other little mechanical bits, BBW Carl, you still have a bolster? Remember that?
Yep.
It's basically just a +1 if you ever want to do it. Remember to look at your alignment XP stuff, since we have always notoriously forgotten that, in case you come across something that triggers that. At the end, you get an extra experience for it. And the station request over distorted microphones this time was to return with the Pharaoh's Eye, if that ever comes up.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yep. Exactly. So I'm doing my best to remind at the front of every episode, just in case, like, because I know that last time, again, didn't remind on that episode that it came up, and so no one really remembered that that's what that was, or that we were looking for anything even. So
Sure hope it comes up.
still don't know what the golden drop is. That is okay. I think I dropped my jump. Yes, I did. Aha.
I think I dropped my golden.
I think I dropped my Pharaoh's Eye.
So
Oh.
Better
I
pick it
think
up.
I say that at one point. We'll be like, huh?
we
What'd you just say?
Exactly. I mean, honestly, that's already happened at the beginning of last episode when I was reminding everyone. Lily said that's probably the first time or that could be the first time I've ever heard that, and I wouldn't even know. Like,
I
yeah,
did not
but
remember it was a thing.
that's okay. If it ever comes up, I think at this point someone might remember, like, oh, that's something. So yes, we left off in the direct moment where Cookie has entered this basement area. It is a rocky, sort of cavernous room. There are some various ledges throughout, all sort of natural ledges upon which 10-ish of these midnight bellhops stand, unclothed, but it's not like...
Nice.
Yeah, you said that last time too. That's very funny. They're unclothed. It's just like pitch black human shapes stand watching as Cookie walks across the cavern and kneels at the base of the mother cradle, which is a miniature cosmos spanning just this room. There's tiny stars and swirls of galaxy, all kind of centered around a very minute black point in the center of it all. And Cookie kneels down at the edge of this starry cloud, and the mists wrap around Cookie, and Cookie opens her eyes in this cosmos area. I guess right before Cookie opens her eyes, we open up on a little bit of a flashback here. We stand in a rocky room. There is a wall, not missing, but been built this way, where one of the walls is just sort of overlooking a forested, plainy area, and in the middle of a sort of bowl of mountains surrounding it. You can see out very far. Well, Cookie can, baby Cookie can, as we larger ant wasps moving about you, all working on this stone and dirt structure. There seem to be wires and tubes coming out of it in various places that lead down to these huge sort of metal discs on the ground, and they're all working on it. You know by this point that this is going to be your shuttle to carry you off of the planet when you reach your pupa stage, your cocooning stage, really, after your baby pupil form. During this time, you've been receiving many lessons from your queen, much about the way that she knows to run, a hive, the way that she knows to do this, the way that she was taught. She's been passing along to you. And as you look out over this area, she is kind of almost lost in thought, half speaking to you, half speaking to herself. And she says, "This is a very tiring job." And she does. She looks tired. She says it requires a lot of energy, one, to output a queen of your caliber. And she looks at you with pride. And she says, "No matter what, you must make sure that when you're ready to have a queen that you are safe. There's a large period of time in which you may not be able to defend yourself, my young one. And if I can't give you but one lesson, the most important one is to always make sure you have defended yourself. For again, this is exhausting. Having to output over and over again. You'll find out soon, even just outputting a warrior requires a decent, tremendous amount of energy. A decent level of energy, not to be shirked off. Producing a hive on its own requires so very much. And you wouldn't want to tire out before it is complete. I think, Cookie, you're present in this moment. But I don't think that you get a full... It's sort of as she's saying this last thought, make sure that you properly use the energy that you have to do this, because it's going to be exhausting. The memory is kind of hazy. How is this sitting with Cookie as this is going down? Like, as she's speaking?
Larva or Cookie the queen in this? Like, am I speaking as part of the memory, or am I sort of having an out-of-body flashback experience? Like, am I speaking as myself or as my larval form?
You're speaking as yourself. This is like, I think the latter there is sort of an out-of-body flashback experience. You're seeing this sort of from I think as it begins, you're seeing not as it throughout the whole thing, you're seeing it directly through your own eyes, but from your perception, not from the perception that you had at this time.
Then this is, I think this is a bananas thing to have happened to Cookie, because in my brain, the hive mind, the queen of the race, spends an amount of time educating the larva. But when they become a pupa and they're shot off in a rocket and they land wherever and they start going about their lives as queenlings, they don't really have a memory of being taught this information. It's just known knowledge. It's just sort of their baseline knowledge. So actually having a one-on-one with the queen is wild. Yeah, what would Cookie ask? Does it take more energy to make a warrior than it did to make a queen?
She looks down at you and she says, "By far, my daughter, by leaps and bounds, the energy that it required to produce an offspring to produce you, my next queen, is It took the whole hive much time to provide enough energy to create something that can do what I do. And as she's saying this, the memory begins to, like you're in a cloud, sort of dissipate around your eyes, and you see yourself floating here in the sort of, it feels as you kind of peek around like you're floating in outer space. You can breathe just fine. You are sort of just kind of floating there. In front of you is this cosmos. And it's much more active here in front of you. It's kind of swirling around this black pinpoint in front of you. And the stars in this swirling cloud of gas and stars begin to burst with light. Not explode, but just like a flash of light from here and a flash of light from there, and a language begins to come out of this, and this cosmos is speaking directly to you, not as the Midnight Bellhops where they just sort of gave you a thought. This thing begins talking to you, and it says, I think first it says, "I believe you wanted to meet." And its voice sort of echoes around you.
Yes, your Highness. I did indeed. I thought that and this may be presumptuous, but I thought that upon discussion, upon reflection, our interests might align.
Well, the pleasantries may not be required here. I am no royalty. I am a force of the nature, here to I've spent much time thinking this down, or thinking about this and breaking it down. Why are we here? It's hard, right? We're the best thing that we have is we are here to serve, to make the universe continue moving forward in its path, and whatever is needed to make that happen. As you can see here, we've been sort of downgraded a touch from maybe what we used to do, but Highness is maybe not necessary here. I think I too was interested, I should say, that our goals may align. I found myself rather bored here.
If I may, I think that as a part of nature, you are due all of the respect and awe that that nature herself might be due. And since I am of a courtly race, I feel like Your Majesty is appropriate. I am, in some respects, addressing the majesty of the cosmos itself, albeit perhaps in smaller and more personable form. And I think if you reflect, that sort of passive mentality is how you have come to your present state of boredom. I believe that if you if you adjusted your priorities with a small bit more self-interest, or if not self-interest, interest in the conditions of your offspring, your consciousness given form, um, you could make your own existence and the existence of the universe a far more interesting space. Don't you think?
The lights stop twinkling and the swirling slows. You feel an intense feeling of interest begin creeping over you, and it says, I will take into account, I think, what you have said. I have been feeling rather listless here, producing my offspring to serve at a casino. Certainly,
space.
certainly not the general thing that we get up to in my race. And while some of us more than others may be okay with their present status, I am less so. Is there something that maybe that you have in mind about how I can go about doing this? Unfortunately, with the locale of where I find myself, it's not so easy for me to depart. But I am interested in your idea. I am made for more. Very much so. And I would say when you were talking with my child, I definitely found myself curious.
Bow, 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 bow.
It seems to me that you are interested in the what, but you seem to lack the how. But the how kneels here before you. I am capable of taking all that you are and making it mobile and fruitful and perhaps a little bit aggressive. But joining with me would offer you a host of experiences that you, perhaps having stood above the cosmos rather than within it, have not experienced for yourself.
I my I don't call 'em people, my folk are my people. My race is one of rebirth. I found myself reborn here in this stony basement and stuck here. If I am able to begin my cycle of rebirth again, then I will go inert for some time. But in that time, if you are able to get me out of here, then when I am ready for, when I am ready to be reborn, then I could be reborn in a place of your choosing. This is rather beneficial for us, as in the time that I am inert, my husk will remain here, and my children, you get a sense of air quotes almost around that word, will slowly die off. Don't know if the hotel will be too pleased, but
Welcome.
welcome. They don't say that. They don't say that.
The hotel is beneath our concerns. I am happy to provide safety and sanctuary to you while you are inert. If I could if you could inform me as to how I would move or transport your inert form from here to my ship or to elsewhere, to a place of more safety and fewer bow ties, then perhaps we could find ourselves at an accord.
Once I begin the process of rebirth, I will become minute. I wouldn't suggest for too long, as through the process I will both shrink and grow as the process completes. But for a small amount of time, I won't do anything. So if you can get me to a space before that process sort of kicks in, then I will be in safety. And while you are able to help me get out of here, I can exchange that for an evolution of your race. Your queen mentioned that the level of energy that it outputs, that it requires to output a young, is extensive, strenuous on yourself. For me, is not so. I can, and you, for a moment, as it's saying this, see the room as if from this cloud of gas. The cavern room, not the space that you are occupying currently. And you, as she's saying, I can output offspring rather easily. You see a Midnight Bellhop just sort of grow out of a point of blackness in the center and then walk forward into the room. It stands there. I guess it doesn't really have much to do right now, but it stands there, and your vision comes back into this space. I think that we both have much to think upon from this conversation. If you have business to attend to, maybe on this planet, you can let one of my children know when you are ready to put this plan into action, and we can get me to a ship.
I have business here for, I believe, 2 or 3 more days. And then I will be leaving for a space station where I have more autonomy than uh, you would expect, and plenty of room to expand. If it is possible for me to coordinate with you through one of the bellhops, we can definitely arrange time to get you aboard my ship.
And I don't think that there's a response after that. I think that your vision begins to, again, it's like you're coming through a cloud and your vision clears and you're staring at the ground, and you look up and you're like face to cloud with this sort of cosmos. And now 11 Midnight Bellhops in the room, just sort of standing there. They're all staring at you.
Yo.
And there's two in the suit.
in the suit.
There's 2 in the suits at the door, and they you just get the idea that they're ready to show you back.
Let's go home, I suppose. And I follow the Midnight Bellhops back.
The elevator slowly and rockily climbs back to the lobby, and as the doors open, Carl, BBW, and Slippy are entering in the lobby doors, having just returned from the Pleasure Tower is where the last place you folks investigated. Yeah. I think Gabe just popped into the bathroom, so wait just a second because I'm meeting you folks up. Well, you guys meet up in the lobby, and she holds the elevator doors open for you and you folks. The elevator ascends to your private floor up at the top, and you folks reconvene in a room. Yeah.
What kind of mess did Lucy make?
No, I mean, she shit everywhere. No mess. No mess this time. She wasn't, she wasn't looking for anything. She made,
So what trouble was she getting into instead?
she ordered a bunch of pillows from the Midnight Bellhops and have created, and I guess you can see in there, she ordered some, like, brooms and shit, and has created, like, a large pillow shaped, a large like person shaped pillow thing standing on the bed. So when you walk in, it's like more surprising because you turn and you see like a person shape.
Shoot it.
Feathers go everywhere, and she's like, I thought I got you, but I guess you got it.
You
Sorry,
can't
Mr.
surprise
Pillowman.
old Slip master.
I guess that's true.
I'm sure glad you weren't inside of that pile of pillowcases.
Me too. That would have been.
This is why, when given these supplies, we make pillow forts, always superior to pillow people.
Wow, okay.
Oh boy, for a moment I thought I'll hide in the Pillowman, but good gracious, am I happy I did not.
Never hide in the pillow man.
And feathers cascade down through the air as the 4 of you have reconvened in someone's room. I don't remember where Lucy was, probably in Slippy's room, because that's where her
Slippy's
drawer
room,
is.
Probably.
Tomorrow, again, is Mr. Blood's arrival. Is there anything you folks want to, discuss or talk about before we advance time to
The other place, because
Yeah,
there's the
let's-
cameras and
plans.
overstockers, and
Oh yeah, those. Yeah.
it's bad. I am very uncomfortable about it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about all this through character point of view. if for what you guys remember. if you
Hey,
do.
Cookie, what'd you get up to?
Same stuff.
How was the market?
Was that what I was doing?
What
You
do
went to
you
the market.
mean?
What was the last thing I told you guys I was doing?
Hey guys,
just
I'm
said
heading to
you'd
the
be like-
market.
Yeah, you'd be right back or something.
Oh yeah.
A basement
Well,
market. Cool.
in cookie news, I bargained with someone in the market. I got to try some haggling. It was very fun. We might get a new weapon for our team. Evolve, and that's it.
What was that last one?
I might
You're gonna do what?
I might evolve.
Flippy's a creationist.
Huh. Interesting.
I might become
whenever
different.
whenever I became this from a tadpole.
Exactly like that.
Huh.
I've actually done it.
The last time I felt like I evolved was the last time that Carissa and I broke up.
Hmm.
Anyway, yeah. So at the
What did you guys do?
at the horse races, we had some problems. So there was a silver robot who was
Very
stalking
sneaky.
us.
Mm.
And he kept looking at us. He's looked at me a bunch of times now, and I've only now realized that it was the same sort of robot. And I'm not happy about it. And also there's a bunch of little cameras just around, I guess. I
Not-
don't know if there have
Not
been cameras
just
around in
regular
other-
casino cameras. They're
No,
like
these are like
No.
extraneous cameras. And I don't know if they are elsewhere, but they were certainly at the horse race thing. So we'll probably have to let we'll brief Mr. Blood before he goes out onto the town. See if any of that rings any bells for him. But yeah, very uncomfortable.
Yeah, if there's cameras at the horse race, I would, I guess, assume that they're all over. And we have no knowledge on the robot, or
Yeah, he disappeared. Don't know. We looked at him. We looked for him really hard, and I thought I rolled really well, but I didn't roll well. I mean, I couldn't find him. It was hard, too hard.
I'm sure you did a great job. He was just skilled. Just a skilled robot.
That's the way it goes.
What about you guys? You guys do anything interesting?
Are you guys gonna evolve?
Are you gonna evolve?
I
BBW?
was an egg once.
Oh, I'm sure I told my
What was that
understanding of
like?
what a pleasure tower is
I don't
for,
remember.
Hmm. Me neither.
and it was not for birthday parties.
Was it
BBW is
more?
constantly evolving.
Was it
You
more
fall
or
for
less
toaster.
pleasurable than a birthday party?
Well, I want to say it's less, but I learned that it really depends on the person, I guess.
What a good answer.
That was a
Yeah,
good answer.
CBW, everything's lesser than the party.
We
Parties come from everything else.
are we all ready for the plan? We need to make sure the party's ready for Mr. Blood's arrival. And
The plan.
yeah, the party. The welcome party. Surely you haven't forgotten about the welcome party with the crudité inside of the briefcase plate.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure
Lucy's been
it's
keeping track. Lucy's been
still in
keeping
the
track
fridge
of that
where I
dish
left
the whole-
it.
I sure hope it is.
I don't know where else it would be. Lucy.
I'll go check.
She
the
shakes
fridge.
her. She shakes her head. No, I've been keeping an eye on him. Not a single midnight bellhop I allowed near that fridge. And she stamps her foot down. And Slippy, as you open the fridge, you see that they're perfectly in their I don't know, Tupperware container. Because it would be weird. You put them in the briefcase already? You put the briefcase in the fridge?
The briefcases are next to it in the fridge, just stacked up to be kept cold. because we want the briefcases to be the same temperature as the food, so the
Okay.
food stays the same temperature for longer.
Okay,
Mhm.
sure.
Business.
Business. Yeah, I mean, you have the food, which is snowberry tarts. No, that was what you made for each other. I don't. Oh, you made bowler
Yeah.
In the shape of a bowler hat.
Bowler
Because
hat
business.
bruschetta. Yep. Very business indeed. Okay, perfect. So, yeah. Anything else this evening? Do you folks want to talk about his approach, or do we want to have him approach?
All right. So I'm gonna take position right next to him because I can't be surprised. Try me.
Boom.
I saw that coming. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So does anybody else have a position that they would like to take, like maybe a sniper or a
I was about to
lookout?
suggest I might go sniper.
Perfect. Why don't you
Which doubles
take?
as a lookout. It's just a lookout with a gun.
That's right. We'll have you be lookout / sniper. You could use your suction legs to climb up into good inconspicuous places or very
Also
conspicuous
got
places
natural
depending on what we
camouflage,
needed.
so
Perfect.
I'll keep it on the low though.
So yeah, just whenever he shows up, I suppose take position somewhere overlooking the helipad.
And point your sniper rifle at him so we know that he's safe.
And
You
then I'll
got
jump
it.
in front so that you know I'm not surprised.
Every 10 seconds I'll go, should I take the shot?
And every 9 seconds, right before you say that, I will say no. Because I'm not surprised.
Any other bits before we progress?
Let's do this.
You folks return to your rooms and rest up for the evening. Slippy, when you wake up in the morning, you get up, you go about your normal morning routine, your whatever.
You
What
take
is
a big
what
shit.
you take? Okay, well, you take a big shit as you come out of the bathroom. Lucy turns to you and says, "Fucking gross, man." No,
And I say, not yet. I haven't had my coffee.
Lucy says, sleepily as she's helping you make coffee, if you wouldn't mind turning down your walkie-talkie at night. Sometimes it just kind of goes crazy. It woke me up last night.
It does.
Yeah, like that static. Sometimes it's like kind of staticky. Last night I heard this I don't know, it was like static. There was a little bit of like grinding noise in there. I don't know, like stone on stone. I don't know.
That's not a good sound.
And
What time exactly?
I didn't look at the time when I woke up. We had been asleep for a while. It woke
Damn.
me up. Like a few hours ago, she looks at the time maybe.
That's not good. I don't like that.
And not a few hours ago.
I go tell the gang.
I mean,
ask-
right now you're awake and it's happening. No.
I go and tell the gang that information and ask them if, hey guys, anybody else's walkie-talkie been going off late at night?
I grind my teeth in my sleep and I just
Oh,
leave it on
great.
next to my mouth.
Perfect.
No,
I didn't know you had teeth.
I have a beak.
I like to
Oh,
grind
yeah.
beak.
Thank you.
It sounds like a skater term.
Kind of does. Well, I'm more nervous than before, but here we go. I hope the party goes well. Do we know what time he's going to be arriving?
It's actually not. It's probably like mid-morning. You folks are all getting prepared for the day when
Then let's go to the fucking
some
helipad.
yeah, I mean some bellhops show up as you folks are doing this, and you hear all four of you, same time, consecutive knocks on the door. And you get the idea that Mr. Blood's ship will be landing ahead of schedule and very soon.
Damn it, I didn't have time to go and check. Guys, the two of you that don't have a job yet, your new job is to go and look for cameras and stuff out on the helipad. I'm gonna go get a briefcase ready.
Sounds like fun.
Just so you know, who's done so.
I'm gonna go get a briefcase ready as quickly as I can and then go to the helipad.
Do it.
You don't want your cook to do the plating?
No, the cook needs to go and look for cameras. out. The cook didn't decide what job to do, so
Slash
so
cinematographer.
Slippy's going.
Okay. Lucy can plate things.
Lucy can definitely.
Slippy goes, Lucy, plate it up. And Slippy goes straight to the helipad. He's sprinting now.
Lucy's on it. Lucy's awake and up this morning and starting to help with plating. Do all four of you go to the helipad right away?
I'm gonna
Yep,
scope out
yep,
for
yep,
a
yep.
high point. In case any
Uh,
enemy helicopters come in, I have to shoot down.
I'm tempted to stay behind, but I've separated myself from the party kind of a lot recently. Uh,
Why?
what do you mean? Like why stay behind?
Mhm.
So because like it seems like the cook duties are happening back at the room and not at the helipad. But I think I'm just gonna whip up a quick drink, like get a tumbler full of beverage ready to pour for Mr. Blood as he comes down his ramp. I don't know what kind of a guy Mr. Blood is. Maybe he likes a day drink, especially on opulence. It seems like day drinking is sort of the national pastime.
Do a Mr. Blood demarry.
Ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm gonna make a Mr. Bloody Mary. I hope the bellhops heard me think that because I'm gonna need some.
I think it really loud.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some space clams and tomato juice.
Face clams, tomato juice,
Tomato juice. Tomatoes went extinct.
tomato juice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shake that up and get it in a tumbler and bring that with me with a little serving platter, which I hopefully can pick up from a bellhop, and a glass, and just sort of be ready by the ramp when it extends to offer this beverage.
I radio to BBW. BBW, don't forget the office supply shaped balloons. I think we got balloons, but I don't remember what kind of balloons they were. But so get the balloons. Over.
We got balloons.
Yeah,
Banner's in the
you
party
guys.
room.
Yeah, you guys did get. They came with the whole like businessman party
Oh.
set, business casual party pack.
Yeah, get the
Sounds
get the
cool.
stapler
Okay.
balloons and the Excel document balloons.
Okay, you got it.
The Mr. Clippy balloons.
The staple.
Do you need
staple
help
one.
blowing that up?
So it sounds like Cookie's position as this ship comes down is at the landing zone with drink in hand prepared. I friggin' love it. Where is everyone else's position when this
Slippy's
ship comes
next,
down?
Slippy's next to Cookie, and I have one of those little towels that I thought really loud of. So it's like a warm towel that I'm gonna offer to him whenever he gets off of the plane.
Okay, you got some hot towels.
Yeah, I
Carl.
said
with-
hot towels in my brain, and they brought it to me.
Maybe they were the balloons.
Okay, BBW is on
on-
balloon duty.
Balloon
You know,
duty.
on rooftops where like there's that kind of concrete shack where the top of the stairs is that's like indoors but it's sticking out. I imagine there's one of those here, and that's the sniper's perch that Carl's chosen to just like 6 feet higher.
I love it. I love it. Not, I mean, you can't really get much higher than the top of a building already, but you've gotten as high as you can up on this little quote unquote sniper's perch. I will say that you folks arrive up here a couple minutes before the plane or the ship is coming in, because I know that Slippy wanted to do a quick
Okay, then I'm gonna look for
search.
cameras.
You have a -1 because you're doing it super fast. Like it's coming in and you're trying to get the search
That
done.
works for me. So it's I'm gonna do my. I've got a bad feeling about this. You said I have a -1. I have a +2, so that brings us to a 9. So I'm gonna ask one question: is there a trap here? If so, what activates it? I sure hope there's not a trap here.
There isn't. There isn't. You have just enough time to like peek around. You look for in all the basic camera locations, and in some like now that you've seen cameras in books, you look in a little bit more specific locations, and you direct even Carl to look around up there, and during the lights hanging off the side to illuminate the roof, and you don't find any cameras or traps or nothing
Phew.
nothing like that, and above you see a round an orb. It's an orb and it is descending. It is covered in LED lights that make it look like a golden ball descending from the sky, and it rests.
L in this case standing for laser.
It comes down and stops like an inch above the ground, and then 4 tiny powerful legs come out and rest silently on the ground and suspend the ball directly above. A little golden ramp descends with marble trim, and down the ramp first walks a pot-bellied. He is in a pure white suit with what look like 3 maroon droplets on like right over his heart. Three little splashes of blood right over his heart on the pocket of the suit, and he wears a white top hat and he strolls down the ramp and says, "Why, hello there, folks."
Hostile sighted, taking the shot.
Slippy says, "Negative, Ghost Rider," and he bows and he says, "Welcome to Extravagance." I think is the name of this planet.
Opulence.
Opulence. Welcome to Opulence.
And a happy birthday. You're gonna have 1 balloons and a special bean
Welcome to
necklace.
Extropulence.
He takes the balloon and says, "Well, it's not my birthday, but honestly, we could celebrate every day like it is. Are you folks the crew from the Delta I hired?"
Yes, sir. We are your faithful bodyguards for your stay here on Opulence.
Though we do provide more services than mere bodily safety, I myself am a competent chef and mixologist, it turns out. And I offer the beverage.
He takes it and takes a long,
Slippy says, "Wait, you're not allergic to anything, are you?"
slow sip
Clams
from
and
the glass. No, clams and tomatoes. What's this red stuff?
Smells like fish.
No, he takes a long drink from, even as you ask that, he doesn't stop, and he drinks about half the glass before he puts it down, and he says, "Whoa, that is a mighty fine alcoholic beverage. Will you be able to make me some more of these while I'm here? I wouldn't mind having a mixologist, as you called yourself, on hand."
Nope, that was the last one.
I can mix you anything you desire, sir.
I like the way you said
Are you gonna mind meld with this guy too?
And as you folks are talking, your focus is on Mr. Blood. I would say pretty much everyone's is, besides Carl, who is scanning.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to keep my focus off Mr. Blood because that's bad trigger safety.
Yeah, 100%. You're scanning.
And also, don't have your tentacle on the trigger.
It makes so much more sense that you're scanning, the overall rooftop. You're looking for the dangers. You're the lookout and the sniper. Some movement at the top of the hatch draws your attention, and a shape comes out of the darkness of the ship, walking on two. Hold on. A shape comes out of the ship, and you don't fire because they're just another person off of the ship, and you know that Mr. Blood has a guest coming. The rest of your attention, BBW, Slippy, Cookie, is drawn up to this figure in the doorway as their voice comes out of the ship, and they say, "Well, well, well. If it isn't Slippy S. Tombleson." And you look up,
Oh no.
and Slippy, would you mind describing Carissa for us?
No.
Okay, so she is a 5'6", olive-skinned humanoid with straight black hair, about shoulder length. She looks like she has gone to college.
And she stands at the top of the ramp. She is dressed in fineries. We'll say it is a beautiful pinstriped pantsuit. She looks dressed to the tens. She's got this big wide-brimmed sun hat on that has this beautiful floral arrangement. You've never seen flowers the likes of these before. And she comes down the ramp and stands next to Mr. Blood and laces her arm into his on his side. And Mr.
Well, if it isn't the sorry, I'm working right now. Nice to see you, Carissa.
It's good to see you too, Tombleson. And she looks at the rest of you and she says, "Hi, I am..." What's her last? Does she have a last name? I am Carissa on-again, off-again
Smith.
ex-girlfriend.
It's all hyphenated.
It's been her name this whole time.
Always has been.
I am Carissa Smith, and it's lovely to meet you all. I assume that you will be the folks providing protection to me and Mr. Blood here.
Of course, we've heard a lot about you. All great things.
Have we?
I'm sure. And she looks at Slippy, sort of, I don't know. Doesn't seem to be any like anger or annoyance in there. Just like she just looks at Slippy as if she knows Slippy.
Slippy is sneering. Slippy's like as much of a sneer as a frog can make. But he's professional. As soon as Mr. Blood looks his way, he stops making that face.
He says, "Oh, you folks know each other. You met my fine..."
You're
What's the word? Hold on. What's
sure.
the
Have you
word?
guys not discussed the terms of your relationship yet?
Fuck.
gotta find
No,
something you're
I
both
just gotta
comfortable
think
with.
of
Now
the
and
word
again, I'll forget
myself
real
and
quick
not
for
be
Fiance?
Yeah.
not pick the wrong one.
I never have.
Were you trying not to say piece of ass?
When I stuttered, the first word that came to my head was like, "Oh, you know what I shouldn't say is hoe." But
Yep. You're right.
you know what I shouldn't say right now.
Oh man, that's so
Intrusive thoughts for the
funny.
best.
Yep. Anyway, that was good. So you know my fine companion here. That is,
Yes, we went to college together.
and Carissa says, "Well, we."
All about the ongoing on again,
So-
off again saga that is Tombleson and
It's,
Clarissa.
you can just say Smithpolson, and it's
Smithpolson?
Carissa.
I
Slippy
won't.
says.
I won't say any of those things. So nice to finally meet you. I would have prepared a second beverage, but alas, we are contracted only to Mr. Blood and only knew that he was coming.
And she says, "Oh," that's more than fine," and takes the glass from his hand and takes a long drink from it and gives it back to him. And he finishes it off and he says, "That is a mighty fine beverage. If you wouldn't mind, maybe we could get to some indoor spaces and maybe relax inside, and you can make us another pitcher."
Yes, right this way, Mr. Blood and guest. We have made sure that the quarters are to your liking and are well secured. Would you like a
They're
hot
very
towel?
safe.
Slippy offers the hot towel.
And Mr. Blood says, "Would you mind grabbing our bags from the ship here?
Of course.
We'll be right inside." And there are a number of bags. A good number of bags.
Lovely.
Slippy recognizes many of the bags.
Once he gets inside, I'll come down and help with the bags. But as long as he's up on the roof, gun is out.
Cookie does not help with the bags. Cookie follows Blood and Carissa inside.
Me and BBW got the bags. Easy clap.
Yeah. Also,
BBW
Cookie
also
when
follows
after they
Cookie.
after they walk away, and before Slippy goes to deal with the bags, Cookie sort of leans into Slippy and gives him a nudge. Says, "Would you find Clarissa more pleasant if she was a bug?"
It's Carissa.
Would you
And-
still love me
She
if I
was a
was a
worm.
worm?
And honestly, it couldn't hurt, but I think it would hurt, if you know what I mean. We'll cross that bridge if we come to it.
I don't
just gotta see-
know
I
what
just gotta see
what
what's
you
up with-
mean. It you've
it
made
means-
contradictory
it means-
statements just now.
It means wait. I gotta suss out this Blood character.
Okay. Well, if you ever change your mind, and Cookie waggles her antenna suggestively. I don't know, like eyebrows,
Go get involved.
Like a bug
like a
wing.
bug wing.
Awesome. So BBW and Slippy help carry in the bags. Cookie goes and makes another. Do you work on making another picture of your Mr. What are they called? Mr. Bloody Marys.
Mr. Bloody Marys.
And as Mr. Blood enters the building, Carl, you are safe and good to come off the building and head on in with them. And you folks,
Just follow like I'm hounding a restraining order. I'm just following behind him at 50 feet with a sniper at all times. Just
Raised, pointed at their back.
fine up here on the roof and maybe on his floor, but I don't know if you could just walk 50 feet behind him in public with a gun
yeah, I don't
pointed
think
at
I'll get
him.
away with it.
Defy danger, stealth.
No, I'm just continuing. I'll just follow along with
No, yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah. You folks reconvene in Mr. Blood's suite.
I'm also going to make a picture of Karis sours. They are mostly lemon juice.
This is a good drink. Very, very accurate.
I've never drunk anything before.
Wait, haven't you?
I don't think so.
Yeah. That was Gabe's
Did I?
first bit of he like upgraded his bond one time because you drank, and that was a step on can he eat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and at the party you freaked out and you had food and beverage then. You've had punch at the parties.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you ever drink the pure lemon juice that is the Crisauer, but we'll find out as there are 2 pitchers of beverage now, and yeah, I mean, Carissa pours herself a tall glass of Crisauer, and actually, no, she doesn't. She pours herself a tall glass of the Mr. Bloody Mary, and he does too, and she says, "This is, I really appreciate this one, this Mr. What did you did? No, you didn't. I love good tomato juice in my alcohol. I personally hate it, so it's hard for me to talk about how much a character would love a Bloody Mary because I just can't. I can't even imagine it. Tomato juice," she says as she's drinking it. And Mr. Blood says, "Well, you fine folk ready to do your duty and protect me as we go out for a night on the town?"
Yes, of course. We've already sussed out lovely locations for you and all of your favorite places. Yep.
Okay. Well, I got my private rooms and all the spaces that I like to attend. I've already
Yes,
sussed
of
out
course.
those.
We've had some security issues, so to speak. Have you perhaps ever seen a silver robot?
You
A
say
silver
what?
robot looking at you in a crowd, or maybe a camera where
Those
you weren't
lyrics,
expecting
son.
it. Because I've seen those things.
Is this some kind of metaphor? Because
No, it's an unfortunate fact, I have to say.
what are you saying?
So,
Ask if you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
no, not that one. That's not part of the questions. Have you ever seen a silver robot staring at you specifically in a crowd, perhaps?
Not like a metaphor, like a legitimate silver robot staring at me.
Correct.
I'm sure that at some point some silver robots have looked my way. I can't say that I've had my attention drawn to any of them.
Well, if
it's hard.
If that
yeah.
happens, point
He
that
looks
out.
he looks at BBW and he points at BBW. He says, "There's a silver robot looking at me right now."
Thank you. Please continue to do that as we continue to do our bodyguardly duties. It's very important that you point out any silver robots that look at you.
Is there a need
You
for
only
me
need
to point out
each one out once.
Okay, only pointing. Okay, I can do that.
Once per robot.
Once per robot,
Once
point out
per
every
robot.
robot I see that looks at me.
Silver robot.
Every silver robot I see that looks at me, point them out, but only one time.
Correct.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
Thank
great,
you,
sir.
Thank you
Not
so
all of
much.
them
You're
can
so
serve
very
you
intelligent, Mr. Blood. You're
feeds on
picking this up
command.
immediately. But yes, we're ready to escort you whenever you are ready. Your guest as well.
Well, that's fantastic. I could definitely use a night of gambling on the town before we attend our
Day
horse
of
race
gambling on the
tomorrow.
town.
Our day of gambling on the town. And I definitely want to attend my private casino at the Grand Casino this evening. So if you folks wouldn't mind getting suited up in your finest studs, we can head on out.
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna get changed
Slippy
myself if you
does
don't.
have-
Tux. What is everyone else's non-tux out on the town look like?
He doesn't really wear clothes other than like armor. So it's just like
Yeah,
a
it's kind of
bow
nice.
tie
I think Slippy
and a
might
mess
be
of
the only
tentacles.
person who wears clothes on the team.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know what.
They dressed. The BBW definitely doesn't have any clothes. They're naked.
Fire or dress up nice?
Cookie is going. There is attire, I believe. Yeah. I think Cookie has gone with a combo that sort of blends in with the color of her chitin. So that like from afar she looks like one uniform color between
That's
chitin
cool.
and dress, but up close she is wearing clothes. That's very kind of you, Slippy.
I have to reset my both OBS, but I think my computer.
I was about to
Uh,
ask if we could do a bio break soon anyway.
yeah. So let's just call it a bio break. I'm gonna reset my computer. It's been struggling a little bit lately, so it might take it because my OBS has just been disconnecting and reconnecting this whole time, which means that the recording has been doing that as well. So
That's gonna be annoying.
it could
Rip.
be
Ugh.
annoying.
Fortunate.
So
We'll
for
have
now,
to ADR it.
I'll keep you informed on the Facebook in case my computer's doing something weird with its restart, but otherwise I'll be right back in the Discord.